Shakira's here. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Travel the world, no fear, no fear. Dancing all night so clear.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am Shakir Says, and thank you everybody for coming back. If you are a returning viewer, and if you're new here, welcome, and thank you for coming to my channel to listen to this story time. And before we get started, I want you guys to like this video by giving it a thumbs up and definitely subscribe because you're definitely going to love it here. All right, y'all. So this story takes place back when I was in 6th grade, y'all. So when I was in 6th grade, that would make me 11 years old at the time. I was 11. So when I entered middle school, it was very strange to me. I was very shy, very timid, very quiet. I didn't talk much to people. I didn't know anyone, of course, because prior to going to so the grading system, maybe I got to break it down to you. The grading system was a bit different back then when I was growing up in grade school. So obviously prior to going to middle school, I was in elementary school, and elementary school back then was like you start at kindergarten when you're like 4 years old, and then you stay up until you're in 5th grade when you're like 10, 11 years old. So the kids that I grew up with in elementary school from, age 4 and kindergarten up into 5th grade, we all ended up going to different middle schools because, they didn't put elementary and middle school together back then. So it was just separate. So a lot of my friends from elementary school did not end up getting into the same middle school as me. Like, we all got split up. A lot of kids, I felt like they got into the same middle school and at least they knew someone, but nope, not me. I was so unlucky that I felt like I was the only kid that got assigned to a middle school, like where I was just alone. I didn't know anyone at all. So that made me really mad. I'm just like, why? I don't know anyone. Why did I get to be by myself in this school while everybody else, they got to be with at least one person or a few people that they knew in their middle school. So anyway, so I get to middle school, I'm alone. I'm not with anyone from my elementary school. So basically it's starting all over for me. It's a whole new world. Like, I felt like kids were like, back then, the 11-year-old me, I felt like everybody was so much bigger than me. Even though I'm a tall girl, I just felt like people, they seemed so much more grown. Like, I don't know, I just felt that way back then. I'm like, dang, everybody seems so much growing up and like they know more than me. And a lot of people in the middle school, they were lucky that they already have friends that they went to elementary school with, but not me. Your girl was just by herself, alone. So that sucked. So I was very nervous, very shy. I didn't know how to make new friends because obviously had my friends that I was in school with for like, all those years from like K1 to 5th grade. So yes. So obviously kids are kids. They're going to be a mean group of kids. So I think these girls saw that. There was these group of girls, like, they were kind of like, I don't know, like, kind of mean. I could tell like they would talk about people, try to roast them about what they wore, their hair, typical middle school things. And it was just corny. And I just noticed that, but whatever. Again, they're kids. We're all kids. Kids are going to be mean. Not an excuse, but you guys get my point. And there was this one girl, excuse me, in my class. We're going to name her Keisha. Now, Keisha, Keisha, she was big and tall. Not only was she tall, like, she was big, but she was mad cool. Like if somebody tried to like joke on her, she would roast them bad. She was mad cool. Like everybody wanted to be her friend. She was always laughing, making funny jokes. Like she would even make me laugh. Like she was mad cool. So yes, Keisha, I believe she got held back a couple times, but she was mad cool. I didn't see why she got held back a couple times, but whatever. I don't know. So Keisha, was she in I don't know if she was in all my classes, but we were in a couple classes together, and Keisha would just always make jokes all day long. Like she was hilarious. Like I don't know what she became in life, but I hope she's making it as a comedian, because that girl, she was very talented. That yeah, she could really like rock the whole class and have them laughing, even the teachers. But I know Keisha, she did like some, some mischievous things, like, nothing too crazy, but things that she shouldn't have been doing in middle school, like, getting in trouble and, skipping class, things like that. Anyway, so how this started. So one day Keisha saves me. So remember this. Keisha's gonna save me in this story. There was these mean girls in the sixth grade, and they were always, like I said, talking crap about people and everything. And I know they was talking trash about me, and I was scared. I wasn't gonna say nothing because they gonna beat me up. So every day, like after school, so also in middle school, there was no school bus, but there were school buses, but because I lived too close, I didn't get assigned to be on the school bus, so I had to take public transportation. So, and that's another thing. I was very scared to take public transportation. I was by myself, and my mother, she did not give me no type of training to get the bus. She was just like, you got to start getting a bus. You get this bus, you get off that stop, go to your grandmother's house afterwards. So I kind of had to like learn on my own. And that was another thing. So I was very like scared all the time, like, oh my goodness, I hope nobody bothers me, especially these kids, because they would be like outside of the building at the school, hanging out, talking, laughing, running around, just being crazy middle school kids. Anyway, so one day, the school announces that we're gonna have a candy sale. Back then, we had candy sales. We didn't sell popcorn like how the kids be selling popcorn, and you can just go online and order the popcorn from a link that the parents send you. These days, they gave us a form, and you would collect the money in a special envelope, and there was like a form. Everybody would put their name and what candy they wanted to order. So, and that was every year. So, one. So yes, I would, and it would be like my favorite time of the year because I love to sell candy. So, the school made the announcement, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna sell mad candy. I'm excited, y'all. Excited. Because I love to sell candy. And them chocolates were mad good back then. I think it was called like World's Finest Chocolate. Back then, I forgot. And, it was a way that the school would raise money. And it would be like a fun thing for kids to do. So, okay. So I get all my family and my parents, their friends would buy candy from me. So it wasn't like you had the candy right away. I have to fill out the form and give me the money. I think it was like $1 or $2 for like the chocolate they wanted to order. And they would give me the money and everything. So I ended up selling a lot of chocolate, of course. And I go to school, I submit the money and the form of all the orders. So cool, boom, gave them money, gave them the form, and then you wait, I think so there was a deadline where you had to, submit the form and the money. So I do that, of course. And then I think it would be like a couple weeks or so. I forget how long, but it was a little while after the form was submitted, then you would receive the box of candy to distribute to, to the people that bought the candy from you. So that time comes, and I get the box of candy. So I get all of the candy arrives, and I'm just like, cool, I'm excited. Like so everybody's getting their boxes of candy that that they pre-ordered or whatever. It was called a pre-order. Like everybody got their box of candy. So I'm excited. I'm like, yes, I can't wait to eat the candy that I ordered for myself, give my parents their candy, give all of the family and friends that ordered candy from me. So one day, so that was one day. So I'm leaving the school with my box of candy, and I'm excited. And guess who I see when I'm walking to the bus station? So I'm on my way home. So I gotta get the public transportation. There's no more school bus. And I see the group of mean girls. The mean girls. I'm like, dang, I gotta walk past these mean girls. And they would always snicker, do what they do. But I would be like nervous, of course, walking by them, but like whatever. They wouldn't like typically do anything to me. And but no, not this day. These kids, they was like, oh, hey, Shakir. And I'm like, hey. And they're like, what you got in that box? I'm like, yes, this is, the candy order. And they was like, oh, can I see? And I'm like, sure. It's not like you could see in the box. It wasn't like it was clear. And they're just like, so I don't know why, but I gave one of the girls the box or whatever, because I was afraid that she would just snatch it away from me. So so I give her the box. So I'm like, she'll give it back. Like she wouldn't steal the candy right in front of the school, because we weren't far from the school, even though I was headed toward the bus station, which wasn't far. So the girls, they start laughing. And then the girl that I gave the candy to, she tosses it to one of the girls, a part of their group. And, these heifers started tossing my candy like playing catch, literally playing catch with the candy that I ordered. I'm like, oh no, I am going to have to explain to my parents how these girls stole my candy. Like they stole the candy that everybody ordered, and I'm going to have to let everybody know, and they're going to be mad and disappointed. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, my heart is beating, beating. And I'm afraid, I'm lonely, because remember, all my friends didn't go to get transferred to the same middle school. I'm like, dang, why? But I'm just like looking at them toss my candy around. There's no teachers around, because we weren't far from the school, but out of eyesight of the teachers and the staff of the school. I'm just like, oh my God, like there's nothing I can do. It's only me and all these girls against little old me. And they're just laughing and snickering and stuff like this. Like, what's in here? We should open it. I'm like, I don't know. It's either I fight and get my butt beat up, or let them take the candy. Like, so many thoughts was going through my head. I didn't know what to do. And then, like, all the other students, they're passing by. Of course, they ain't going to say nothing. Like, what could they do? Like, and so, and then all I hear is, give her candy back. It's Keisha, y'all. I'm like, what? And it was like, that ain't right. Give her candy back. Give her candy back. And these girls, they were scared of Keisha, because remember, Keisha is big and tall, and she got held back a couple times, and they know Keisha was gonna whip. They knew better not to challenge Keisha. So once they saw Keisha come through, Keisha had her own crew. So Keisha was like witnessing everything. I didn't even notice that Keisha was looking, and Keisha was like, give her candy back. Like, what y'all doing? Like, that's mad dumb. Like, I'm like, oh my God, Keisha. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Yo, my heart literally melted. I was like, oh my goodness. And those girls immediately gave me my box of candy bag. And I was just so happy, so thankful that, Keisha stood up for me and I was able to get my candy bag, because I really thought my candy was going to get stolen. And it was just going to be this whole big deal. I had to tell my parents that the girls stole my candy. I couldn't fight all those girls. I forgot how many girls there were, but it was a few girls. Man, I don't know what they could have done to me. So I got my candy bag, yeah, and they walked away because they were scared of Keisha, because yes, Keisha was gonna whoop they tails, So I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, thank you so much, Keisha. And she was like, yeah, no problem. And yeah, her and her crew, they kept walking to the train station, and well, bus station, it wasn't a train. Yeah, so I was like, that was not cool. And it's a story that I'll never forget. Like, I always think of Keisha. Like that was like the most kindest thing someone did for me in my childhood, like in school. Like she stuck up for me, and I was like, Keisha, you a real one. You a real one. You a real one, Keisha. And I thought that was so sweet. I always think about that story all the time. I even tell my daughter that story because I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, she stood up for me against all those bullies. And so that was cool. So yeah. And I got my candy and I distributed the candy to everyone that ordered for me. And yes, and Keisha, she was always so nice to me. She always looked out for me because she always knew that I was like very quiet, shy to myself, and she would always make me feel included. A lot of times in school, like in class or projects or at lunchtime in the cafeteria, I would be sitting at her table and with her and her friends. Like, I think that's so sweet. So it's a story. The moral of the story is of kindness. So always be kind to people. And if you ever see someone being bullied or, outcast, always make someone feel special, because you just never know what they're going through. Bullying is not okay. So, if you see someone being bullied, even in adulthood, if you see someone being mean to someone, kind of step in, it's okay, because, people are just mean. And sometimes it's okay to stand up for people. It's very important. So yes, y'all, that is my story time of how I got saved from bullies from trying to steal my candy, y'all. So thank you guys for listening to my story. I hope you stay tuned for the next story time. Give me a thumbs up and definitely subscribe to this video. Remember, always be kind to yourself and be kind to others, okay? Thank you.
Celebrate